Alright, so we're gonna play Red Goddess Inner World. It's by a studio called Yanim Studios, and I would have never heard of this game if it wasn't for... If I wouldn't have heard... If he wouldn't have actually followed us on Twitter. So I went back and looked at it and noticed that it was coming out on the 30th. And it looked like a pretty cool game. So we're going to go ahead and play part of it tonight, see how far we get.
The universe, an infinity of planets, stars, and galaxies, imagined and created by the gods. King Odin and Queen Lena were guarding the balance of the world. The gods lived in harmony in the fortress, center of the cosmos. But some shadows, deep asleep for thousands of years, suddenly awoke. Divine, the young goddess, barely remembered the day when everything changed, and she had to leave everything behind. Floating, drifting, alone in the cosmos, a voice guided her to a planet she knew very well, but that she had never visited.
So I don't know anything about this game so far, other than what I've seen on the trailer on their website. Again,
in the past, even
I guess you can also follow them on Twitter, Yamin or Yan M Studio.
How to know if those memories are not the result of our imagination. After so much time traveling through space, Divine, the young goddess, arrived at her inner planet.
I think this is their very first game from the
She had lost
studio.
most of her powers, and she didn't remember hardly anything of her past. She had traveled for weeks, guided by a voice that sounded so familiar. She just remembered two names, hers and the name Evelyn. The very thought of that name saddened her, and she did not even know who she was. Like the shadow of
And
her, she did not remember.
let's see. You can also follow us on Twitter and also on YouTube, and also on Facebook under the username OneUpStart, if you'd like, so you can get updates onto when we're going to be streaming, if we have new when we have new stuff on
That voice.
YouTube
What did
or
it
anything
want?
like that.
Could it be the voice of her own conscience? Or simply hallucinations? That looked like a switch. Divine thought she should press that button. Suddenly, she saw another secret switch appearing from nowhere. Whoops! Who knows what could happen with those gadgets?
So far, it seems pretty easy. I'm sure it's going to be like Ori and the Blind Forest, where it was like really easy at the beginning, and then it just
That
hellishly
But she knew that those ghostly visions were not
hard.
real. Divine had traveled forever to get here. She was exhausted.
I like the art style. It's kind of nice.
Divine did not fully understand. It could be the voice of her own conscience, or even an evil spirit. Run? Run where? She did not understand. She could not think. The earth was shaking. Meanwhile, a devilish mouse chased her everywhere. Divine was disoriented. Her head was going to explode.
Okay.
She closed her eyes.
Oh, God.
She stopped thinking, breathing. She felt pain in her legs. She could barely run.
That's not good.
What happened in there? Divine was exhausted. They could be hallucinations. However, Divine knew that in here, anything could happen. It was not a normal planet. It was a reflection of her soul, her secret garden, and the nest of her worst nightmares.
That's all?
Once again, that voice that called her from the depths. She had to find it. She needed answers. She needed to recover her powers. She needed to remember her past.
I don't know if you guys are noticing... Oh, what the heck? Why can't I move? But video from the game seems to be stuttering. I don't know if that's a problem with the game itself or... Oh, I see. There's a cooldown period.
This planet was created from her own memories and thoughts. It was dangerous, but at the same time, it was well known to Divine. This cave, for example, seemed to come from her childhood memories.
Dang it.
Divine smiled. she had to admit her inner planet was full of beauty. The name Amiel sounded very familiar to her, but she didn't remember this strange world. It seemed to hide something very dark under the ground.
Weird. What? Well. Oh, come on. Okay. Himiko? Himiko?